1992, groundbreaking Rio Earth Summit, drafting of UNFCCC, where attending countries were called Conference of the Parties, COP. 1995, first meeting of UNFCCC signatories, the first ever COP known as COP1, held in Berlin, produced the Berlin Mandate, which would become the basis of Kyoto Protocol. 1997, Kyoto Protocol, COP3 in Japan, first legally binding climate treaty. 2001, breakthrough in Bonn, when ministers and high-ranking officials of COP6 finally agreed on key political issues and compliance related to Kyoto Protocol, but without the US. 2005, Kyoto Protocol takes effect. 2007, negotiations begin for Kyoto 2.0. Bali Action Plan was adopted, which established the goal of drafting a new climate agreement by 2009. 2009, September, U.S. joins bold statements at UN. President Barack Obama said that U.S. is determined to act and lead the climate action. December, disappointment in Copenhagen, no successor to Kyoto Protocol. A non-binding document was reached, but not adopted. 2010, temperature target set in Cancun, Mexico, temperature increase below 20 C was agreed upon. The Green Fund was also established. 2011, new accord apply to all countries in Durban, South Africa, if and when a new legally binding agreement can be reached in 2015, it will apply to both developing and developed countries. 2012, no deal in Doha, no deal in Doha. With Canada, Japan, Russia withdrew from the treaty, the U.S. did not sign too at the heat when Typhoon Bopha slammed the Philippines. 2013, walkout in Warsaw, the G77, developing countries, walked out of the conference because developed countries opposed the mechanism proposed by China for the new funding mechanism. 2015, landmark Paris Agreement reached, the most significant climate agreement ever. All participating countries agreed to lower their emissions of their own targets. The mission is to keep global temperature below 20 C and pursue to keep it below 1.50 C. In 2018, rules for Paris Agreement decided. The IPCC Special Report on 1.50 C global warming gave a stern warning of more devastating consequences of global warming. Rules for Paris Agreement had been reached. 2019, September, UN Chief Plans Climate Action Summit. Greta Thunberg arrived in New York for a climate action summit. Countries are asked to submit plans to cut the emissions. December, lost opportunity in Madrid. The participating countries failed to finalize rules for global carbon market and disagreements set on compensating developing countries devastated by effects of climate change. 2020, April, talks postponed amid coronavirus pandemic. Talks supposedly set on November 2020 was postponed to coronavirus outbreak until 2021.